Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be breaking down the NBA slate for Sunday, March 12th. We got a 5-game main slate that starts at 6 o'clock. There is an early game that starts at 3:30, but that game's not a part of the main slate, so we're just going to be focusing on the 5-game main slate. So yeah, let's go and get started. Alright, starting off at point guard, your top point guard on this slate is James Harden. He gets a really good matchup at home against the Cavs. The Cavs really struggled defensively against the point guard. Kyrie Irving is a really bad defender. The Rockets have played the Cavs once already this year, and Harden went off for 75 fantasy points. So they've already played once this year, and Harden torched them the first time. And I think he keeps that going today. I really like Harden. He's definitely going to be the stud that I pay up for on this slate. Even at $62, I think he's worth that price tag. I really like this matchup, and I think he can pay that off. So I'm going to be paying up for Harden on this slate. I think that he's the top stud worth paying up for. Under him, you got Damian Lillard against Phoenix. I really like this matchup for Lillard. Phoenix really struggles defensively against the point guard, and they play up in pace. I'm not really a big fan of Lillard's price tag at $44, but he can easily pay that off in this up in pace matchup. So I do like Lillard if you want to pay up. I think he's in play. Kyrie against Houston. I'm probably not going to be going there on this slate, especially not at $43. Kyrie's going to have to deal with Patrick Beverley defense, and Beverley's a good defender. And if I'm going to pay that price tag for a point guard, I'd just find an extra dollar to get to Lillard. So I'm not going to be on Kyrie on this slate. I think he's a little bit too expensive. Under him, you got Eric Bledsoe against Portland. I really like this matchup for Bledsoe. Portland's one of the worst teams defensively against the point guard. So I really like Bledsoe as well if you want to pay up. I think he's in play on this slate. He can easily pay off that price tag given this matchup, so I do like him. Goran Dragic against Indiana. I'm probably not going to be going there on this slate. If I'm going to attack that price range, I'm just going to find the extra dollars to get to Bledsoe. And Dragic is questionable as well, so he might not even play. So I'm not going to be on him either way. Under him, you got D'Angelo Russell against the Sixers. I like this matchup for Russell, but I'm not a big fan of that price tag at $31. I don't think he's going to be able to pay that off. So I'm not going to be targeting Russell on this slate. I think he's a little bit too expensive. He has to get you almost 35 to 40 fantasy points to pay off that price tag, and I don't think that it's very likely that he does that, so I'm not going to be on him. Jeff Teague against Miami. I really like Teague's price tag at $28, but this isn't a great matchup. Miami is pretty solid against the point guard. But if Dragic does not play, then Teague will be guarded by Tyler Johnson, and he can dominate in that matchup. So if Dragic is out and Tyler Johnson starts, then that will be a really good matchup for Teague, so I do like him if Dragic doesn't play. But if Dragic plays, then I'm probably not going to be on Teague. Under him, I do like Derrick Rose against the Nets. I'm not a big fan of Rose's price tag at $26. But this is one of the best matchups for a point guard. It's against the Nets. The Nets are one of the worst teams defensively, and they play at one of the fastest paces in the league. I'm not a big fan of Rose's price tag, but I do like him for tournaments. He could go off in this matchup. But for cash games, I would just try and find the extra $2 to get to Teague if you're attacking that price range for cash games. Rose is a little inconsistent, so I wouldn't use him in cash, but in this matchup, he does have really good upside. So I do like him for tournaments, but I wouldn't use him in cash. And some value plays I like. If Goran Dragic does not play, then I really like Tyler Johnson for value. Anytime that Dragic doesn't play, Tyler Johnson usually plays heavy minutes, and he easily pays off his price tag. So if Dragic does not play, I do like Tyler Johnson for value. He can pay off that price tag given this matchup, so I do like him. Also like Jeremy Lin against the Knicks. This is a really good matchup for Lin. The Knicks really struggle defensively against the point guard. He is also very cheap at only $15. He can easily pay off that price tag. He's also been playing very well lately. In his last 4 games, he scored 29, 23, 31, and 31 fantasy points. So if you need some value at the point guard position, I do like Jeremy Lin. I think he's in play on this slate. Also, right under him, I do like Jordan Clarkson against the Sixers. Jordan Clarkson has been playing very well lately, and he is underpriced at only $14. He's just way too cheap for this matchup. Yahoo is yet to get his price right at $14, so I think you can look towards Clarkson for value on the slate. He can easily pay off that price tag without a problem, so I do like Clarkson if you need value. And yeah, that's pretty much it for point guard. Let's go ahead and move on to shooting guard. Alright, your top shooting guard on this slate is CJ McCollum. He gets a really good matchup against the Suns. They really struggle defensively against the shooting guard. I do think if you want to pay up at shooting guard, you can target McCollum. He's in play on this slate. But just looking at shooting guard, there's a lot of good value plays here, so I'm not going to probably be paying up. I'm probably just going to be paying down for some of the value plays, but if you want to pay up, I do like McCollum. Devin Booker against Portland. I do like this matchup for Booker as well. I'm not a big fan of that price tag at $28, but this is a really good up and pace matchup. This game should be high scoring. So I also do like Booker if you want to pay up. But like I said, I think there's a lot of good value plays at shooting guard, so I'm probably not going to be paying up. One of the value plays I really like Courtney Lee against the Nets. Lee is very cheap on Yahoo at only $11. And he's been playing very well as of late. He's managed to hit value in 4 of his last 5 games. So if you do need some value on this slate, I do like Courtney Lee at only $11. This is a really good matchup, and Lee shouldn't have a problem paying off that cheap price tag. So I do think he is in play for value. Also at the minimum price, I do like Sean Kilpatrick against the Knicks. Kilpatrick has also been playing very well as of late. He's managed to hit value in his last 4 games. So I also do think Sean Kilpatrick is in play for value on this slate. At the minimum price, he can easily pay off that price tag. He only has to get you 20 fantasy points to pay that off. He can easily do that in this matchup, so I like him for value. And one more value play I like Alan Crabb against the Suns. Crabb has also been playing very well as of late, and he is cheap on Yahoo at only $10. He's managed to score 32 and 25 fantasy points in his last 2 games. So I do like him if you need some value on this slate. I think he can easily pay off his cheap price tag. And yeah, that's pretty much it for shooting guard. Let's go ahead and move on to small forward. All right, your top small forward on this slate is LeBron. He gets a really good matchup against the Rockets. They really struggle defensively against the small forward, and the Rockets also play at a very fast pace. I haven't tried building lineups yet, but if I can find enough value, I'm going to try and fit Harden and LeBron into the same lineup. I think both of them are going to go off in this game. LeBron's just been playing very well as of late as well. In his last 5 games, he's put up 60, 66, 61, 60, and 56 fantasy points. So I think LeBron's also a very terrific play on the slate, even at $55. He can easily pay off that price tag in this up and pace matchup. So I also think LeBron's in play if you want to pay up. Him and Harden are definitely the top 2 studs on this slate. Under him, I do like Paul George against Miami. Miami really struggles defensively against a small forward. And PG is really cheap at only $35. So if you're not wanting to pay up for LeBron, I do like PG. I think he's in play. He can easily pay off that price tag in this matchup. Under him, I do like Melo against the Nets. But Melo has been playing very bad as of late. In his last 3 games, he's only put up 27, 26, and 19 fantasy points. I do think he can bounce back in this matchup. But at $34, I don't know if I'm going to be targeting him on this slate. I really like this matchup, but with the ways Melo's been playing and how inconsistent he's been lately, I'm probably not going to be targeting him. But I do think it is very likely that he bounces back and gets at least 30 fantasy points in this game. Under him, I do like Robert Covington against the Lakers. I'm not a big fan of Covington's price tag at $29, but he can still pay that off in this matchup. So if you want to attack the mid-range small forward, I do like Covington. Even with that price increase, I still think he can pay that off in this matchup, so I like him. Dion Waiters against the Pacers. I like this matchup for Waiters. He's been playing very well as of late, scoring 43, 37, and 26 fantasy points in his last 3 games. And this is a really good matchup, so if you want to attack the mid-range, I'm also liking Waiters. I think he's in play. Also like TJ Warren against Portland. Portland really struggles defensively against a small forward, and Warren has been playing very well as of late. And he's also very underpriced at only $21. So if you're not wanting to pay up, I do like TJ Warren at the mid-range. I think he's in play. And then on the cheaper end, I like Mo Harkless against Phoenix. Phoenix is really bad defensively, and Harkless is very cheap at only $17. So if you're looking for a value play at small forward, I think Harkless is in play. I think he can pay off that price tag given the matchup, so I like him for value. And yeah, that's pretty much it for small forward. Let's go ahead and move on to power forward. Your top power forward on this slate is Dario Saric. He gets a really good matchup against the Lakers. They're really bad defensively. I'm not going to be playing Sarge on this slate, though. I think he's way too expensive at $32. He has to get you 35 to 40 fantasy points to pay off that price tag. And I don't think it's very likely that he can do that, even against the Lakers. So I'm probably not going to be targeting Sarge on this slate. I'm not really a big fan of his price. Under him, I do like Porzingis against Brooklyn. Like I said earlier, the Nets are really bad defensively, and they play at a fast pace. If you want some exposure to this Knicks offense, I do think Porzingis is in play. He can pay off that price tag given the matchup, so I do like him if you're wanting to pay up at power forward. I think he's in play. Julius Randle against the Sixers. I like this matchup for Randle. He's been playing very well as of late, and he's pretty cheap at only $28. So if you're not wanting to pay up for Porzingis or Sarge, I do think you can target Randall. He can easily pay off that price tag given the matchup. The Sixers really struggled defensively against the power forward, so I think Randall's in play. And then on the cheaper end, I like Al-Farouq Aminu against the Suns. The Suns are really bad defensively against the power forward, and Aminu's very cheap at only $18. He can easily pay off that price tag given this matchup, so I do like him on the cheaper end. And one more guy I like on the cheaper end is Marquise Chris against Portland. Portland's not very good defensively, and Chris has been playing pretty well as of late. He's also very cheap at only $11, so if you need some value, I do like Marquise Chris. I probably wouldn't use him in cash games, though, just because he is a little inconsistent, but he does have really good upside. He does have 30-point upside, so I like Chris for tournaments, but I'm not sure if I'd use him in cash. Yeah, that's pretty much it for power forward. Let's go ahead and move on to center. All right, your top center on this slate is Hassan Whiteside. He gets a really good matchup against the Pacers. They're really bad defensively against the center. I really like Whiteside's price at only $37. If you want to pay up at center, I definitely think he is in play. This is a really good matchup. He shouldn't have a problem paying off his price tag, so I do like him. Under him, I do like Brook Lopez in the mid-range. Lopez is probable for this game, so he is expected to play. If he does play, I really like him at only $25. The Knicks really struggle defensively against the center. So if you need a mid-range center on the slate, I'm really liking Brook Lopez. He can easily pay off that price tag in this matchup. Miles Turner against Miami, I'm probably not going to go there on this slate. Turner has been in a little slump lately, and I'm not really a big fan of that price tag at $24. If I'm going to attack the mid-range at center, I would either find the extra dollar to get to Lopez or pay down to go to Nurkic. Nurkic has been on an absolute tear lately, and this is a really good matchup against the Suns. They really struggle defensively against the center. So I also think Nurkic is a very good play on the slate at the mid-range. Even with that price increase, he's still way too cheap. He can easily pay off that price tag. So I do like him. Allen Williams against Portland. Williams' price has increased to $18. I don't know if I'm going to be playing him on this slate. He's going to have to go up against Nurkic, and Nurkic is a really good defender. So I'm probably not going to be on Williams on this slate. With that price increase, that really keeps me away from him, so I don't think he's in play with the price now. At the cheaper end, I do like Tristan Thompson against Houston. Houston really struggles defensively against the center, and Thompson's pretty cheap at only $16. So if you need some value at center, I do like Tristan Thompson. He shouldn't have a problem paying off his price tag in this up-and-pace matchup. So if you need some value at center, I do like Tristan Thompson. I think he can easily get you 25 fantasy points in this matchup, which is good for his price. So I think Thompson is in play for value. And another value play I do like Jahlil Okafor against the Lakers. I doubt I would use Okafor in cash. He has been very inconsistent lately, and his minutes have been pretty inconsistent. But he could absolutely go off in this game against the Lakers. They really struggled defensively against the center. So I do like Okafor for tournaments. I think he has 30-point upside in this matchup. But for cash games, I probably wouldn't target him. He's just been way too inconsistent lately. But yeah, that's pretty much it for center. Go ahead and give you guys my starting five. Alright guys, so this is my starting five for the NBA slate on Sunday, March 12th. If you guys have any questions, please be sure to hit me up on Twitter or leave a comment on this video, and I'll be sure to answer your question. I really appreciate you guys watching the video. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed. If you never want to miss out on a video, then please be sure to click the bell icon next to my YouTube name, and you'll get a notification every time I upload. So if you never want to miss out on a video, then please be sure to do that. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Good luck tonight.
So I fall in love just a little bit.